All right, let's try this. No, I did not oversleep, Patel. Hey, buddy, let me know how the quality of this is because I'm outside and I had the Ethernet all set up to go. I had it all set up to go, and when I went to go live, I don't know if it was my Ethernet cord or whatever, but the whole thing just died on me. So I'm doing this over Wi-Fi. So I don't know what the quality is going to look like on your all end. So let me know because I'm outside. I had it all set up like an hour ago, and I don't know if I got a bad Ethernet cord or what. Of course, as soon as I went to go live, everything just died on me. So let me know how we're doing. How are we doing? It's so nice. It's going to be a high of 70 today, so I'm not sitting inside doing this. So I figured Spencer Knight, hey, Windy City. Spencer Knight had his first shutout last night. I did have the scores up. Let me know how we sound over here. Oh, I had it all ready to go. I was like, oh, this is all sweet. I don't know if I got a bad Ethernet cord or what, but we shall see. Yeah, but I figured why not? It's so nice. I've been wanting to do it, but we haven't had a nice day where it wasn't super windy in a while. And I mean, I'm in a t-shirt and I'm kind of warm, to be honest with you. So, but if it works, it works. If the Wi-Fi works, then no problem. Then I don't have to worry about any Ethernet cord the next time because that was fun. It's an old cord that I thought might have had a problem with it before, so I'm not surprised. So speaking of, let's get the standings going over here while everybody comes on in. Let's see. How is everything doing here? Patel, it's going to be like 70 right now. It's probably about 65. We're going to have a high of like 70 degrees today. So it was just too nice not to do it. Windy City, yeah, you're already at the high. You're 57. 70 is a bit warm. That should be about our high today. Normal temperature would be about 57. But it's just so nice. Leia's inside with mommy, though. She was running around all day. So what do we got? Wasn't too many games yesterday, but now the Canadians, Red Wings have lost 2 straight. The Bruins, the Bruins are one little hopscotch away from first place. Wouldn't that be something if the Bruins found themselves in first place? They can't do it with a negative goal differential because they got -1. Hey, kiddo. How you doing? I don't think they can see you. Here, we got. Where are you going, lady? Where is she? Come here. Yeah, you can't. No, you might see her running around behind us. It's 86 down there. Oof. I think it's supposed to cool off, though, isn't it? I think it was supposed to cool off just a little bit. So, the Bruins are 1 game out of first place. Then you got the Leafs, Lightning, Panthers, Sens, Sabres over in the Metro. There's no streaking going on over there. Penguins are still hanging around. Penguins, Devils, and Canadians at the top with 20 points. And Canes have won a couple of games. The Flyers, again, not playing too shabby. The Rangers did. I think they beat the Flames yesterday. Is that who they beat yesterday? Capitals, Jackets, and Islanders. Was it? Am I remembering that right? No, they beat the Wings. The Blackhawks beat the Flames. That's right. So, and then tonight or today, actually, we got almost a full slate. Penguins, Devils, the afternoon game that starts in about 15 minutes. Sens, Flyers, Stars, Preds, Sabres, Hurricanes, so everybody gets a point. Mammoth, Canadians, Bruins, and the Maple Leafs. I don't know who to root for there. Although let Boston have their fun and win their games now. We need Toronto to lose games. Kraken and the Blues, Islanders, Rangers, Capitals, Lightning, Jackets, Canucks, Panthers, Sharks, Avalanche, Oilers, and then Ducks and Golden Knights. That should be a really good game. I'm not sure who's in net for Vegas with Aiden Hill out, but Ducks have scored 7 goals 2 times in a row. So that's yeah. Hey, thank you, Anderson. Appreciate that, bud. Yeah, the whole season's drunk. The whole season is drunk. Dennis Lopez says, what do you say? So, well, we got a log jam in the division. No joke. I mean, a log jam in the whole damn conference, right? You still got the entire conference within 6 points of each other. The entire conference. And if you concede the top places in terms of playoff spot, the entire conference is within 3 points of a playoff spot at worst. At worst. And the majority are, only 2 points out, 1 point out. Like you said, it's drunk. The whole season's drunk. Hungry. Windy City says, I need to get a Spencer Knight jersey, but I'm waiting for the Blackhawks' 3rd jersey to release because it's going to be our old black jersey from 96 to 09. Dark Knight jersey. I like that. Hey, Adonis, how we doing? Ruthless. I know the Sharks won. I know the first time. When's the last time they were over 500? Vincent. How you doing, buddy? Did Leia go back inside? Yeah, she went back inside. Right over that shoulder right there, that's the dog's grave. And it's kind of under a lot of sunlight, so it might be hard to see. Yeah, the owls are around too, but not this time of the day. Then it says another shuffle in the standings after tonight. Yep. Rufus, last time you were 500 was 2022. That's not that long ago, though, right? That's not too bad. I got a gnat trying to get into my mouth. Henderson says, as long as you don't fall behind by 10 or more points, you still have some hope. 10 points at any season is tough. Yeah, because there's too many teams. It's like if you're just trying to catch one team and 2 teams, whatever, hoping they go bad. That's one thing. But the pace the Panthers had to go on in 22-23, I don't think it's doable. Don says, sorry I didn't ask this yesterday, Jaws. What do I like most about Sabrango? Not the mustache. Not the stash. So far, what I like most about him is that I think he's a decent skater that I haven't seen him skate himself out of position. You know what I mean? I haven't seen him skate himself out of his position. So he seems to have a good hockey sense for when it's time to go and when it's time to stay back. Vincent says only rich people can afford to stream from their patio. I'm not on my patio though. I'm not on the patio. I'm in the yard. See? Hopefully this doesn't screw up the camera. Hold on a second. So you see, hold on a second. So there's the yard, and then the house. You can kind of see the house. If you look down, there's the windows. And then, because we still got leaves, obviously. In 2 weeks, there won't be any foliage here. And then there's a nice view of what I'm underneath. And then, boy, this camera's, it's supposed to be an action camera, but it ain't really picking up the action too well, is it? All right. I'm not sure if Bob's going to be. I think our assumption was Tarasov, to be honest, but I usually Collins here. It's too early in the day. Usually they release it by noon, but The hell's that noise? Oh, that's Leia. What you got, Lele? What do we got? We got people driving by, barking. Hey, miserable Sabres fan. Yeah, I seen that. I didn't know that was going on with Darlene. So, for those of you who don't know, Darlene took a leave for personal reasons. I guess in the summer, his fiance, hey baby, watch out, don't get caught in the cords. Long story short, his wife had to have a heart transplant during the summer. Don't go that way, okay? Why don't you come back over here? Good girl. You want to say hi? Come here. You want to say hi? Let me see. Stay there. Where'd you go? There she is. There she is. We'll have to get you your own camera. Here, let's move the mic out. There we go. There she's gone. I don't know what she's chasing. What are you showing me? She's desperate to show me something. Is it just the neighbor walking around? The old man lives over next door. He's always outside putzing around in his yard. She has a good time barking at him. Hey, Hungry, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, it's nice. It's a lot to mow. It's 3 acres. It's a lot to mow. This is actually just the one. This is just the front. There's more over there and more that way. But this is like, it looks like crap now because the leaves are on the ground. And I don't like to, when the leaves start falling, I don't mow until they're done falling, because then I only have to mow once and it's like mulch for the winter. Al's, I did see Celebrini as number 1. I didn't realize Bedard was number 2 though. That's what happens, right? I mean, eventually guys get older, new guys come in. It happens. Henderson, yeah, man, it is tough. It is tough. Hungry, yeah, no, there's no doubt. You might see a car. One car. Might go by me. There you go. Maybe you could see it. No, it's so quiet. So I come out here at night and it is just pitch black, and all you can see is every detail of every star. Vincent, yeah, I've got there's a big building there, and then there's another shed over there. Sunspine says the upside this season is that we have at least been beating last year's playoff teams, Ottawa, Vegas, Dallas, LA. Fingers crossed on a Vegas win next, but I feel like the Sharks are going to smoke us. I like your avatar, Sunspine. Yeah, I mean, we need 2 wins out of this road trip. I'd like to get that second one today, make it a little bit easier on ourselves. Yes, I didn't mean to ignore that comment. Spencer Knight for Team USA and Vesna. What's his numbers? Let's see. Spencer is definitely sporting some good numbers. He's 6-3 with a 2.33 and a 9.26. Yep, absolutely. Chicago got a good one there, that's for sure. All he needed was a real opportunity. Owls, the Bruins are doing it with smoke and mirrors, man. You know, they're just doing it. I almost called her Ellie. Leia's over there rolling around in the grass. I would move the camera. By the time I move it, though, you wouldn't be able to see her doing it anymore. Yeah, there she's done. She's loving this weather. Hey, Wildest Life. Yeah, I saw that they won last night. Dana says, I think a lot of the night Florida jerseys have been on sale. That would make sense. Vincent. How you doing, Dana? So Bedard tied Celebrini, and then Celebrini got a point about an hour after that. Oh, Hyman returns for the Oilers. That's right. When I was looking at their lineup the other day, I'm like, what am I missing? What's missing here? And here comes a neighbor. Get him, Lele. Huh? She's loving this. Rufus says Celebrini is looking for more goals tonight. Yeah, tell him to take advantage of Forsling. Hey, Deadly Flames. I know, man. I know. It's rough for you guys, man. 4-10-2. It's not, you don't have the worst goal differential in the league. That belongs to the Blues. So at least there's that, right? It's tough. I don't understand what happened. I do not understand what happened with Calgary. They were good last year. Good enough. Wendy says if goalies were allowed to wear a letter, I would say Spencer and I would deserve a letter because he's been a well-spoken leader for the locker room in Chicago. That's good for him. The kid went through it. You know what I mean? He got drafted and he was immediately blocked by Bob. And I've always kind of felt like, it was the right thing for the franchise, but probably not the best thing for him individually. Dennis, we had been told it was a week, but you know how things go around here. Week to week usually means a month. And if it was concussion related, I don't think they're going to rush him back because he's had ones before. Remember, he took that shot to the head. And I don't think they're going to rush him back right now. It really wouldn't make any sense to do that. Zuma says, I'm so happy the Dolphins get to play in the greatest stadium in the world, home to the greatest team in the world. The downside is people in Europe will get to see how bad the team is. Well done. Well done. Al says, Flames fans are the only team on Reddit who refused to boycott the Panthers after that Lightning game. Really? You would think the Flames would hate us for taking Tkachuk. That's wild, man. I mean, but it's Reddit. It's Reddit. There's a different place for everybody in this world, I guess. Darth Jedi's. I'm going to watch the Lightning versus the Capitals. Tampa's home. Yeah, well, just no overtime. All right. I mean, I hate to say it, but we need Tampa to lose. I mean, I know I got a lot of Tampa fans on this channel. My bad. But right now, yeah. I mean, I can't believe where the Bruins are. It's so disgusting. Like, second place Wings have a -1 goal differential. The third place Bruins have a -1 goal differential. Like, it's just wild. And they're allowing a lot of goals. I mean, teams are allowing plenty of goals. The Lightning, who started off, it looked like their defense was gonna be complete ass. They've played really well defensively. They're second in the division in least amount of goals allowed, are they? No, they're first in the division after that horrible start. Al says it's because we beat the Oilers twice. That makes sense. Yeah, Dennis. But we did extend them, so we're good there. Deadly Flames says us Flames fans respect the Panthers. It's the GM we used to hate. Oh yeah. I feel you there. That's for sure. Crazy Man says it's time to bring Huber back, make Calgary retain the contract. Oh, no. Nobody's coming back, guys. The only one coming back is Barkov. I know a lot of people got rumors and innuendos about trades and all of that, but there's just nothing. These are the guys. Damien, yeah, I don't I try not to badmouth anybody, but anybody that's it's all hoo-ha. We talked about that yesterday. Like we're not getting Stamkos. That would be quite possibly one of the dumbest moves we could ever make. He's still got years and years and years on that contract. He's as far as his stats show, it looks like he's kind of washed up a little bit. And it just wouldn't make any sense long term for us to do anything like that. And the writers, they have us getting somebody new every week. So you guys know my attitude is I don't believe a damn thing anybody says. When it happens, that's when I'll believe that it's going to happen, because every week it's a new one. It's Kadri, or it's Stamkos, or it was beginning of the season, we're hearing Crosby, maybe even Malkin, they might make a deal with it's all baloney. You know what I mean? It's all baloney. I'd rather make my skits and get my 400 views than put out, this might be amazing, and like tell you guys some bullshit about how we're going to go get Stamkos. I don't have it in me to do it. Henderson says we let Stamkos walk for a really good reason. Right. Al says they think we want to trade off Bennett because he's having, jeez. Yeah, us real Panther fans know. You know what I mean? We know what to do. These are the guys. And Barkov coming back day one of the playoffs. Like I keep saying, we don't have room for the players we have. We technically do, but we don't have room for them all to be on the ice. Now, if we were going to do something like move Boquist to go get another veteran defenseman, maybe something small like that, Henderson says more skits. The Dangle video was fantastic. Yeah, you know how I know when something is actually good, Henderson? If I can get Kyle to laugh. That's my go-to. When I can get Kyle to laugh, then I know I actually put something good out. Because he don't mess around. If it's all right, it's kind of cute. He won't. I can't get him to laugh, but he was laughing his ass off at the Dangle one. Vincent says, honestly, I think most people who post that sort of stuff out of nowhere rank lower than propaganda clowns. At least they're getting paid for it. Yeah, I do what I do. There's different things I've tried, and but I have to. It has to come out naturally. You know what I mean? the channel, the videos are just my personality. You know what I mean? It's just my opinion, just my personality. I'm not gonna be good at, like, quote, reporting the news and making it out to be something it's not. I just don't have it. And that could be to the channel's detriment, but it is what it is. Yeah, happy for Spencer Knight fatality. Yep. Crazy Man says realistically we need defense because we look disorganized since game one. I don't know that there's really much to do there. These guys played a lot of hockey. You know what I mean? And you're not going to make any changes to the top four. Kulikov being out, definitely with what you're saying. I know he wasn't out game one, but Kulikov being out definitely dings that bottom pair. But we all kind of like Sabrango. So we'll see. This, we've had some slow starts here before. We looked pretty good the other night. It's just not going to look the same. You know what I mean? Like I said in the recap the other night, we've seen Crosby do pretty well against us. Kopitar was pretty well against us. We're used to those guys just disappearing because of Barkov. So even on the nights when we win, we're not used to seeing Kopitar just bullying somebody in front of the net, or Crosby just bullying the guy that's covering him. Usually, we forget those guys are on the ice because Barkov just eliminates them. So I think in part that's kind of why things look different, because teams are getting opportunities that we're not used to seeing them get. Hockey Dave says, no, Bennett's contract was designed for what he does playoff time. Yeah, and then kind of the same with Verhaeghe. Yep, just got to get to the playoffs. Right. Now there's where I like Goat Slayer says, if we're getting someone back, it better be Marchessault or Gabranson. That's an interesting thought, but we'll have to see how it goes. But you guys know, like I said, I started the channel because I was mad that we got rid of Kulikov and Gabranson. So if that's my promise. If we get back Gabranson and we three-peat with Kulikov and Gabranson, I retire. That's it. I can't ever retire. Who am I kidding? Hey, Great White, how you doing, buddy? Hey, is the quality okay? Because I'm on the Wi-Fi outside. That's why I was a little bit late. Because for whatever reason, the Ethernet cord's not working. Is the quality pretty much still okay? Oh my God! There's a woman out here. It does. I don't know what happened, babe. Like the Ethernet cord was working fine, and then when I went to go live, like it just stopped working completely. Okay. All right. Donna says it looks good. Wendy says, I'm in the same boat with you, Jaws. I hate looking at the rumors. They may be smoke, but I wait till something breaks. Yeah. Remember when Bennett was a sure thing to go to Toronto for like 12 million or something? Who was it? Was it Biz or was it one of the other guys? So when it happens, we'll be here. Fisherman says, what's up? The Islanders are playing Rangers and because the Rangers live at home. I got you. Good. Or suck at home. Live at home. What do you want from me? Hey, Silva. I didn't know Donna was here. She snuck in a comment. I hadn't even seen it yet. Henderson says there's several reasons I chose to join a rival's channel. You don't plaster gambling ads everywhere. You don't traffic in rumors and nonsense, and it's just a good group of hockey fans. I appreciate that. There might have been a time I would have done the gambling thing, but I had an experience with, I think it was DraftKings with one of them, DraftKings or FanDuel, personal experience, not with the channel. And they're shysters. We'll just put it that way. Vincent says you can start this way. I've been told Paul Maurice threatened Panthers GM to leave the team if trade won't follow shortly. Panthers are in hot water. Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. Nobody really said that, did they, Vincent? Because I don't. You're being sarcastic, right? Somebody else didn't say that, did they? Like, oh my God, no! Please tell me that's just an imaginary exaggeration. Hey, Omega, how you doing, bud? Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, Mammoth, you're fully free. You're fully free to take out the Canadians, though not too far, because we've conceded the division to the Canadians. I don't want to have to worry about chasing them. That's how we got to do it. Concede the division to the Canadians and then finish in third place and then play whoever finishes in second. Silva says, Sabrango Petrie has been looking amazing since the pair was put together. Their offense and defensive stats have been great, too. They just may be an amazing pair. I wonder how Kulikov Sabrango would look. Yeah, like I've been talking about last couple of days, I get it. It happens. But, boy, I bet you Ottawa. I wonder if they were surprised that he got taken. You know what I mean? Okay, the quality is great. Good. It was probably Biz, Damien. Yeah. There you go, One Dead. Yeah, go ahead. Do that. You guys are good to go. Hey, Roger, happy birthday, bud. You're 29. Oh, here comes Leia. Oh, she's chasing. There's people riding bikes, and she's chasing them. They're riding it in the fields. Looks like they got those electric bikes going. Happy birthday, Roger. Now, is it really your 29th, or is it your 20th anniversary of your 29th birthday? I remember 29. 29 was the year I started was when I used to get a crew cut every year for summer. And the crew cut I got when I was 29, I came home and looked in the mirror, and I had right here, right there, I had a little nickel size, maybe a little bit bigger than a nickel, a little bald spot. And I was like, what the hell is that? And that's what that was. It was a glimpse of what was to come. Silva. Well, yeah, that's what we do. We have the anniversaries, right? Emperor says, "Hey, Jaws, I said the Blackhawks and Sharks make the playoffs and the Kings miss the playoffs." Woo. Oh, man. Now, the Blackhawks, look, if Spencer Knight continues to play the way he has, nothing's impossible. The thing with the Blackhawks is when you look at the rest of the teams, you kind of need, speaking generally, you would want to concede the Avalanche, Jets, Golden Knights, and Oilers maybe. But, I mean, do we think the Ducks, are we sure the Ducks are going to continue that way? Are we sure the Kraken can continue that way? Are we sure that the Mammoth, right? There's room there, because the teams that are under the Blackhawks, I mean, the Flames aren't going to tear it up. The Canucks probably won't. The Sharks, I don't know. The Kings. So the Blackhawks, I don't know about the Sharks. That one might be a bit tough. But because of Spencer Knight, it's entirely possible. But, you got to get to the second half of the season. First half of the season, teams are, you've got a lot of the good teams that are playing a certain kind of way, a little bit loose. And then that second half of the year, the teams that really weren't ready for a playoff spot, they find out quick, because the good teams start playing that playoff style, and everything starts to change. Holy crap. Hey, thank you, Great White. Thank you, brother. Thank you, bud. I'm sorry, Jaws, but let's go Sharks just for tonight. Oh, man, I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate that. I don't know. Look, if I wanted 4 points on the trip. If it meant losing to the Sharks and then beating Vegas, okay. You know what I mean? Plus, then I get a text from Nick. I got to text Nick. I don't have my phone out here. I got to text him. Damn it. Thank you, Great White. Appreciate you, buddy. Dennis says, Hubie has 8 points this year. If they retain half his salary, I wouldn't do it. No. And the reason why, hold on a second. The reason why is it's an 8-year deal. He's only in year 3 of the 8-year deal. So even in some imaginary, let's just say, for whatever reason, they were going to take half of it, it'd still be like 5 1/4, the half of it. And I don't really feel like he fits what we do. And that would put us in a bad position next year, cap wise. Because remember, we got to re-sign Bob. And Sam Miskevich needs a deal. And there's the bottom guys don't have deals either, which won't be all that expensive. But we got to re-sign Bobrovsky first. And then remember, Tarasov's not signed either. So to me, any deal that we make where the player has term over the next few years, I kind of feel like whoever the player would be, like, we need to get Bob's extension done first so that we have a clearer picture of what we can spend next year. I don't want to put us in a position where we trade for somebody and then, we have to count that on Bob to definitely take a pay cut. So, but I just don't know if Huberdeau really has the tenacity to do what we do. That's the other thing. Vincent says it's Sharks territory and not California. German Canucks, hey, Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you. That's awesome. We've got another big Canucks fan here. Jameson, if you're here, say hey. Windy City says the way the Blackhawks play, they aren't letting teams push them around. Last night there were 3 fights because 2 of them were because the Flames laid dirty hits. Yeah, the Blackhawks with Spencer Knight's numbers, it's possible. Sold his team for $50. Vincent. If I'd rather, let's put it this way, I'd rather lose to San Jose and beat Vegas than beat San Jose and lose to Vegas. Because I hate losing to Vegas. If we're only destined to get 4 points on the road trip, for Nick and Twisted Wrister's sake, I won't cry. Dennis, is a lot of it bonuses? It doesn't matter. And what I mean by that is that the cap hit is you could have a $10 million signing bonus and a $1 million salary. Cap hit's still $11 million. It's not like they don't do it like in the NFL where you can like defer money and renegotiate contracts and take the money and we owe them $50 million. Well, we're going to give them a $40 million signing bonus. The NHL doesn't let them do what they let them do in football, unfortunately. Dennis, yeah, Bob is a must. Hey, Trey says Bob is signing a 4x8 1/4. I'm good with that, boy. 4. Yeah. 3? 4, huh? All right. Oh, we'll have to see how Tarasov does. Cooper Black doesn't seem to be developing at the pace we would love for him to develop at. One Wallet says, normally I root for the Sharks unless they're playing the Panthers. I just feel bad for them. Trey says, my son is winning the Vezina. Wouldn't they? I mean, well, let's look. Let's look at the goalies. Let's see. We're going to go by save percentage. What is this? Why is it not? No, I don't want to go by wins. I want to go by save percentage. There we go. Let's see. The viable goalies right now that have really started enough games. Quick has started 4 games. He's got a 9.50 and a 1.26. Logan Thompson for Washington has started 9 games. He's got a 9.38 and a 1.45. Cooley for Calgary is doing pretty good. So that tells you that Wolf is not quite there yet. Comrie. Spencer Knight has the most starts. Knight and Hellebuck's numbers are almost identical. 11 starts. They both have 6 wins. And Spencer's got a 9.26 and a 2.33. And Hellebuck's got a 9.22 and a 2.30. And then Dobish is right behind him with 7 starts and a 9.20 and a 2.25. So of those teams, I mean, I don't know. Logan Thompson's numbers are absurd right now. I mean, a 1.45 in 9 games. That's absurd. Knight's definitely in the running there, but will Chicago's defense allow for him to continue to have numbers are that good? Like Dobish, Dobish is right there. And obviously Montreal's defense is going to be a little bit better. And those are the guys, really. Vladar in Philadelphia. Vladar, 9.17 and a 9.18. Or excuse me, 9.17 and a 2.18. Oh my God, Jonas Johansson. Nah, but that's okay. We'll ignore that. Where's Bubba? Bubba. How far down the list are you, Bubba? 45. Bubba's at an 8.87 and a 2.74. Good thing we won that second cup. Exactly. Go say if we have to lose, it'd be better to lose in overtime to the Sharks. Oh, you came from the Nothing is Perfect channel. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, we normally do this inside, but the weather, it's too nice. It's 66 degrees. You can see the sunshine. It's like, I'm not staying inside. It's Saturday. This is too nice. And plus, it's nice to know now that I can do this outside with the Wi-Fi, because we had a issue getting the Ethernet cord out here. We'll just put it that way. Yeah, Knight's really been playing well. Winnie says, I wanted the Blackhawks to draft Knight back in 19, but they moved up from 12 to 3. Yeah, well, there you go. No, in hindsight, it's probably going to have worked for everybody. You know what I mean? Hey, Dark Charge. Appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, Penguins and Devils. So, yeah, I mean, not that it doesn't matter for us, but everybody's points is going to matter. That should be a good game. That's the one that's already started, isn't it? Isn't that the early game? Penguins and Devils? Yeah, they've already, there's no score in that game right now. Who's in net? Sheloffs is in for Pittsburgh, and I'm just going to, Jake Allen's in for the Devils. Great White. No, this is Bob's first contract with the Panthers. This is the only one so far. Yeah, Matthew Schaefer has been playing really well. Blackhawks can run 11 forwards and 7 defensemen, and the Blackhawks blue line may be young, but they're playing with a structure, which is the most important thing, especially when you got a bunch of young kids. It's you got to make sure that everybody stays in position. That's why we were happy to let Uyghur go. Now, I'm sure he developed into a little bit more of a solid, dependable guy, but when he was here with us, you just never knew what he was going to do. You just never knew where Uyghur was going to go. And a lot of his mistakes were out of trying too hard. You know what I mean? He was a full effort guy. He never really wanted to be too critical of him, but some of the things he did were just like, what are you doing? And of course, that's back when Ekblad hadn't really figured out what his body was going to let him do and not do anymore. So it was fun between Ekblad not really playing all that well, and we had Yandel who wasn't able to move anymore, and then Uyghur came in and you never knew what he was going to do. Those were some fun times. Silva says, as a Canucks fan, I'm pissed about the Sheloffs trade. And even more pissed that it affects me as a Panther fan, right? Yeah, it's weird because when I heard his name, I was like, I thought he had been in the league more often than he was, but he had only played 5 games, 4 games, and 9 games with Vancouver. And I just wonder how many of those games, I got to look at this, because I knew that name. Like, I'd heard it multiple times, but he'd only played those few games for Vancouver. So I'm going to look. I wonder how many of them were against the Panthers. Was it only once? He didn't play against Florida that year. What the hell? How did I know this guy's name and I never watched? No, he never even played against the Panthers. That's so weird. I mean, I don't watch Vancouver hockey, but that's such a weird thing. Mandela effect. What do you want? He probably did in my old timeline. He probably played the Panthers 3 or 4 times, and now the stats are just gone, and I'm left to remember it. Hey, Russell says, you think the Blues can turn it around since we won a couple of games? It's going to be a grind for the Blues to get out of the bottom. That's a tough question. I mean, you guys really put yourself in a bad spot. Where are you? 5 points out of a spot? 4 points out of a possible spot? No, 5. The Blues are going to have to hope that the Mammoth, Blackhawk, Ducks, and Kraken, like two of those teams, are going to have to fall off the face of the earth. Guys, really put yourself in a tough spot. And I'm not so sure. Hold on a second. Let's get to the roster here. You guys really put yourself and it's tough because I picked y'all to make the playoffs. I mean, look at Bennington's numbers. What is going on? 3.34 and an 8.59. Now, of course, I get it. A goalie can be playing pretty decently and have crappy numbers. You guys giving up a lot of shots. Shots against 227 in 9 starts. So that's 20. That's like 25 shots a game. I mean, the Blues are allowing. When Hofer started 6 games, so she's faced 162 shots. So that's like 25, 20, 27 shots a game. That's a problem. I know that's usually a kind of an average number, but you guys got to get those shot totals down. If not, we'll take Mick Bukestad. If not, because we're collecting ex-Panthers to come back to win cups. We already did it with Kulikov, and then we got Schwint, right? So if you guys would like to give us Nick Bukestad, who's got 4 goals, Bukestad actually wouldn't be that bad of an option. What's his contract? Everybody that likes to, if you want to talk about having some center depth, he's 50% in the face-off circle. What's his contract? Now you guys got me thinking, and I haven't even thought about this. He's on the first year of a 2-year deal, but it's only 1.75. So we'll give you Boquist for Bukestad, but you guys got to retain $250,000 of Bukestad's contract. You'll get a younger player with a little bit more speed, and we get somebody with size that can take some face-offs for us. How about that? All right, Anderson. Appreciate you, bud. Because he came in as the third-string goalie and helped beat the Preds in 23 playoffs. Okay. And then he goalied the Checkers in the call. That's probably where I remember. That's probably it, Silva. That's probably it. Rufus, I know I'm happy for you guys, man. One of my best friends is Nick from Twisted Wrister. Big Sharks fan. I'm happy for you guys. Believe me, I know what it's like to be a fan of a team that's bad for a long time. You know what I mean? Everybody hates us now, but they forget we went through 25 years of dog shit. Hey, Simon. Well, this is what's happening. We're out here just chilling, and we'll be live tonight. We'll have a good time tonight. Russell, yeah, the minus 18 is kind of ugly. Yeah, 162 shorts. Yeah, sometimes I talk too fast. What are you gonna do? Great white. Yeah, my dad would have a sweater on at 66. I mean, the sun is like right above my head. Like, you okay over there? Huh? All right. It's so nice Donna came outside today. Huh? She's not at work. Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answers to. Emperor King says seeing Bruins in third isn't right. I hear you there. But they got Swayman. And as long as you have a goalie that can help carry you through the bad times, and his numbers aren't even that great. 310 and 897. His number, I mean, that's basically what he was last year, 311 and 892. So his numbers are pretty much in line with where he was last year. But they're just finding a way to win, they're finding ways to win games. And sometimes that's all that matters. The Panthers found some ways to blow some points. The Bruins are giving up a lot of shots. They've only had 2 games. So the Bruins have given up 36, 22, 37, 37, 23, 33, 23, 29, and 33 shots. Like, the fact that they're winning all these games is, well, they didn't win that one. The one they gave up 7 games. Who else is in net? Because it looks like somebody else. Corpusalo is not playing all that great either. 3 1/4 and 885. Interesting. But they're winning. That's what matters, right? Undead. Yeah, Nietzsche, he's signed, right? Nietzsche signed an extension a little while ago, a couple weeks ago, right? I don't know. Looking at it right now, honestly, in the East, it's just wide open. You know what I mean? Like, there's some teams that look good, but for all of our flaws right now, Panther fans, when we look at the East, the one thing that we can look at is say, well, there's still no teams when we're healthy. When our lineup is the way it should be, there's still no teams that I'm like afraid of to play. There's nobody we're still afraid to play. Some of these teams have gotten better. But for the Canadians especially, I don't think Dobish played. Dobish didn't play in the playoffs at all last year, or did he? Let's see. My point being, would this be his first time? Because he's obviously kind of taken over the job here, I would assume. 2 1/4 and a 9.20. He started 7 games. So does he have any playoffs? Yeah. Actually, he did. That's right, because Monty got hurt. That's right. So it wouldn't be his first playoff time. So he was a 2.91 and an 8.81 in his first playoff time last year. So whoever would be playing Montreal wouldn't even be getting Dobish on his first playoff term. So that's the team I don't want to play in the first round. That's the one team I don't want to play in the first round. Great White says, are there any Panthers still unsigned? Let's see. We'll go by the lines. Barkov, Hagee, Reinhardt, Bennett, Kachuk, Samoskevich. Samoskevich needs a contract for next year. Lundell, Lusterine, and Marchand, those guys are signed. Greer has been extended last year, and Gadjevich was extended this year. I don't think Nosek has an extension, but that makes sense considering the injury, and maybe Schwindt's going to get that spot. I think they're going to give Schwindt every opportunity to take that job. So defensively, everybody is signed except for, I don't think, I'm not even sure. I don't want to say Balinskis. Because Kulikov has a contract already, and Balinskis is on the second year of his deal. So Balinskis is unsigned for next year, and obviously Sabrango would be unsigned. But the top 4 is signed, and Kulikov is signed. So there's very little. There's really only Bobrovsky and Samoskevich. And if they re-sign Schwindt, right? If we could re-sign Schwindt, if that's what they want to do, like, we could legitimately end up next year in a situation where there's like almost nothing to do. Kind of like once we signed our guys this year, there was nothing to do. Fishman says, I got a question. If the Rangers can only win on the road but can't win at home, it's not sustainable for the playoffs. I mean, in theory, that statement is correct. But usually the better the team is on the road, the better that they do in the playoffs. Panthers went through the road, entire last year. You obviously need to be able to be 500 at home. You can't just lose all your home games. But if they get a wild card spot and start off on the road and they're unbeatable on the road, theoretically, they could get series to game 7 and win on the road. You know what I mean? But it's generally not the way you would want to do it, obviously. Well, Wild is life says one thing that's been killing Wild in the games is struggling 5-on-5. That it's hard. You have to be solid 5-on-5. I mean, everybody, you need your special teams too, but you can't depend on the special teams because teams will come in and they'll just make sure that they play you guys. That makes the game easy for the other team to keep it 5-on-5. And if you're not able to, draw any penalties, that's a problem. But the Wild are not in as bad a shape as the Blues, right? The Wild at 15 points. See, the Wild have at least managed to stay within a reasonable distance. The Blues, the problem is they just started so bad. And I mean, some of these games that they lost, they haven't really been able to pile anything decent together. So inconsistent. The Blues beat the Oilers 3-2, and then they lose to the Capitals 6-1, and then they shut out the Sabres. The beginning of the season was really bad, though. They lost 6-4 to the Penguins. They lost 7-4 to the Mammoth, 6-4 to the Red Wings. I mean, the beginning was awful. But the Wild, they'll have a chance. It's just a lot of parity at this point. Diehard Red Wings losing to the Rangers last night was hard. Once your team gets to a certain point where you need those points every night, but you also know if you get them, you're going to make the playoffs. Each game gets a little bit more important, but that's what makes being a fan fun. Then it says, I want to see us play Montreal in the regular season. They've had our number. Yeah, when do we play them? When do we play them? Let's see. They swept us last year. So we play the Canadians. December 30th is the first time we play the Canadians. How about that's when Chicken Chuck comes back? Huh? We don't want him to come back on a back-to-back. So we've got the Capitals on the 29th, and then we've got the Canadians on the 30th. So how about Chicken Chuck come back on the second of that back-to-back? How about that? They said December-ish. That sounds about right. Yeah. We got a long homestand there. Pretty decent homestand. And then, boy, we got a long, what's that, a 5-6 gamer? 4-6 games. What is this? No, that's on the road. Okay. We've got towards the end, beginning of the new year, Leafs, Canadians, Senators, Sabres, Hurricanes, Capitals. 6-game road trip. No back-to-backs. And a weird amount of, well, there actually is a back-to-back. But it's at the end. It's weird. We played the Sabres on the 12th. And then we're off the 13th, 14th, 15th. And then we play the Hurricanes on the 16th and the Capitals on the 17th. So, yeah, maybe Chucky come back for the Habs game. Then, like you said, you don't like your chances against the Canucks tonight. What's the other game? Vancouver's not exactly tearing it up. Columbus, you're keeping pace. You're keeping pace ish. You're in last place. But it's, everybody's still keeping pace. Like you had won a couple of games. You're 6-4 in your last 10, but you lost 2 straight, which means you're dead even in goal differential. I have a bad feeling Columbus could just end up in the same spot they did last year, which is just not quite ready. It's too many good teams. I haven't actually checked on the farm team, Simon. I've been checking on Cooper Black. I've been checking on Cooper Black a lot, but I don't know that he's developing. Oh, I got to go to the checker site. I don't know that he's developing the way that we would really want right now. We're not. Let's just get to the Charlotte Checkers site because getting solid information when you there we go, player stats, and then I got to go all the way over here and all the way over here. So Black right now is, well, show me the goalie stats. I don't want to see that. There we go. He started 9 games. He's got a 2.95 and an 8.87. You know, so, geez, we've allowed 8 empty nets in the 9 games that he's played in. Is that right? That number can't be right. That's crazy. That would mean we're losing all of those. That can't be right. He's 5-3-1. So there's no way, unless we gave up multiple empty nets in a couple of games, that's the only thing that makes sense. He's 5-3-1. He's got a save percentage of 887 and the goals against the 295, which is not, he's not tearing it up by any stretch of the imagination. So he's got time to develop. Hey, David, how you doing, buddy? Hey, lady. Huh? You want to say hi? Here, we'll move the camera. Where'd you go? There you go. Huh? You want to say hi, lady? Huh? You're a good girl. Don't go that way. Don't go that way. Don't go that way, baby. Come on. Come over here. Come on. Good girl. Okay, we're almost done, huh? Make sure that that's secure. I don't want that to fall. We're almost done, baby. Okay? You go bark at the other doggies. No? Okay, you sit there. We're almost done, kid. Undead says, I have hope for GM McFarland to sign McCarr. Yeah, you guys got to get him signed. Hopefully you can get a hometown, home team discount, right? I don't know what he'd be worth on the open market, but just have them show him Forsling's contract. Emperor, when Kopitar and Doughty retire for the Kings, who's next to replace them? There's going to be a gap. You know what I mean? There's going to be a gap, sort of like Bergeron and when he left Boston. Great White. I don't think Cooper's there yet. I don't think he's there yet. Boy, I'm in a bad spot here. Let's see if I can get a little bit out of the sun. I don't think Black's ready yet. We want him to be ready because he's so big, but he's still needs some cooking in the oven for sure. My hope would be that Tarasov does well enough that maybe we can get Bobrovsky and Tarasov, I know Trey thinks 4 years at 8.25, but maybe we could manage to sign Tarasov and keep the same backup for a couple of years and let him continue to develop that way. Yeah, woof. She's having fun. Yeah. David says McCarr would fit right in with the Cats. I don't know where we're going to put him. Man. Yeah, I look like, it's bad. It's bad. Where the hell is the sun on me? The sun, believe it or not, that sun is coming right through the tree. Like, I got plenty of leaves here, but it's just hitting me. Yeah. Bill says, Chelios said he talked to Kachuk and he's doing great. That's good. That's good. Yeah, parity is for real this year, Dennis. That's for sure. Yeah, the Devils, hey, Reapers, the Penguins, they just won't go away. Now, how long is Jari out for? I know he's out for a little bit of time, but Penguins aren't going away. I don't understand how how a couple of old guys just suddenly got good again. Not that they were ever not good, but you know what I mean. Simon, yeah, she's a good kid. She's good. She loves it out here, man. That dog hit the lottery. When I met Donna was renting a room and she had to go to work all day. And so Leia would be in the room, 7, 8, 9 hours sometimes and just have to lay in the bed and be in the room. And now she's here and you see she's just got all this room to run around and play, and there's dogs barking all over the place. You can't see it now, but through the fence over there, the neighbors, they've got 2 big horses. So she'll sit there and bark at them. The neighbor's dog is a female German Shepherd, and they run up and down the fences. She has a great time with that. So she's loving life, man. She's having a good. She won the doggy lottery, that's for sure. So Undes says, I always see Makar as Avalanche. I'd be surprised if they couldn't sign him. They got a real chance to win again. And one thing that's happened here when the Panthers guys have signed those team-friendly deals and won, right? Now the general managers for the other teams have said, well, don't you want to be like the Panthers? Like, you want to win, you see what it takes to win. Like those contracts, especially Forsling, not even making $6 million a year. I'm sure that there were other players that weren't really all that thrilled, because now you get somebody, like the Colorado GM that's going to look at Makar and be like, look, man, look at what we're up against. We're up against teams where everybody on the team is willing to take less to stay. That's how we're going to try. General managers are going to try to take advantage of that being the trend. Midnight says, this is the season for a lot of teams good on the road and not at home. The Panthers have been terrible on the road. We're usually the best road team in the league, and we have been awful. I know we won the other night, but usually we look okay at home, and then we get on the road and we look like unbeatable. And it's just not been the case this year. Bill says Chelios was adamant that Barkov is ready before the postseason. Well, he can't play. He can be ready, but he can't play until the playoffs. That's the only thing. He has to stay. He has to pull a Kucherov, basically. Because if he comes back, we have to trade guys because of the cap space. I'm sure they know that. It's not anything they don't already know. It'll be, I'm looking forward to hearing the first time he's on the ice. And I would suspect that if they're going to throw him out there for the playoffs, I would suspect that he would have been on the ice getting like real good work for at least a month, if not 6 weeks previous. That would be my guess. Sabres have been terrible on the road. Simon, in my opinion, target basically nobody. Basically nobody. Hey, thank you, Great White. Thank you, Great White. Says, don't get a sunburn up there in Maryland. It is just blasting me. It is just blasting right through here. But that's okay. It's almost to the part where it'll be through the tree leaves again, because we still got leaves on this tree up here. That's where I was gonna sit over by the dogs, but it was too bright. It was too bright. But yeah, Simon, there's really not much to do. I mean, we signed all of our guys for a reason. You know what I mean? Thank you again, Great White. Appreciate you, brother. Vitaly says, hopefully there's a winning formula for the Blackhawks. Yeah, just keep going with Spencer Knight. As long as he's playing like that, you guys got a good way. You guys are good to go. Dennis says we can trade someone in the top 4 to pick up Makar. No. The cap wouldn't work anyway, because Makar, even taking a dirt cheap deal for Makar's sake, I mean, what's he even making now, right? So he's already making 8, 9. He's already making 9. So even if he was going to take, and the contract runs through to 26, 27, he's only in year 5. He's only in year 5. So I don't know. I mean, it's not going to be a 1-for-1 deal, even if we were going to do it. None of our defensemen make that much money. And Colorado sure as hell isn't going to retain. They're not going to retain money on Makar. They could get an arm and a leg and a foot and the head from Makar. So I just don't see us being able to do it. We'd have to trade 2 guys for him, and then what are we doing? I don't know if the only one I think you could move is Forsling. I think does Forsling have a no move? I know Ekblad does. I know Jones does. And Forsling's only in year and 2A, and you're just not going to do it. You know what I mean? You're just not going to do it. And yeah, he's got a full no move. So none of these, it would defeat the purpose of what everybody did. You can't do that to guys. You know what I mean? You can't get these guys to take less to stay to win and then trade them elsewhere. Now they're stuck with that contract that they took because they took less to win. It would just be a good way to destroy the team morale. You know what I mean? If they started doing stuff like that. When we signed those contracts, the team committed the same way. And this says, I just know we won't play along if we trade Makar. I don't think he's going anywhere. You know what I mean? And if he was going to go somewhere, would have to go to a team that would be able to have the assets. And he would, I mean, like if Montreal wanted to give up a bunch of firsts and, they maybe would have the cap space, but Panthers aren't going to be in that discussion, in my opinion. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to roll. I'm going to go get some lunch. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Appreciate all the super chats. Lele, where are you? You want to say goodbye? Huh? She wants to say goodbye. You want to say, hey, come here. Come here. Where you go? There we go. Lele, come here. All right. Well, you want to say goodbye? Yeah. You ready to go inside and get some food? Watch this. Want some chicken? Oh, she's going to pretend she don't know what that word is. Leia, you want some chicken? Look at this. Now, as soon as I turn off this camera, if I say chicken, she'll be running around. Why are you pretending? She's wagging her tail at me. Why are you pretending to not know what that word means? Huh? Making me look bad. She's a good kid. She's a good kid. All right, everybody. Go enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And I'll be live at 9:30 with the member stream. And then we'll be live at 10. And recap will be up at 2 like it's been the last couple of nights. And hopefully at least we have some overtime. Let's have some 3 a.m. some 3 a.m. 3 a.m. shootout. All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you tonight.